You know that feeling when you think something will never happen? Something that no matter how much you want it, just won't be possible. It seems out of reach. Impossible. Too crazy. Yeah, I don't either.
Outside, looking at the stars, staring in my mouth wide.
We got sick of being in the water so much, so we're sprinting.
Every single level that I reach and up now. They ask, are you from outside? Everything around me I create.
Welcome to the jungle.
This is even bigger than I imagined.
My team, they gon' shine, I shine.
Alright, so this is day one on our trip to the East Coast.
Breakfast. This first day, we're only driving about 7 hours. We're going to Wichita, Kansas, staying with some of my good family friends there, and then spending the afternoon probably, because right now it's not even 7.
I hope all you viewers are noting this very rare occasion where Clay is actually eating breakfast.
You feeling ready?
Let's roll.
Woo! My dad is suggesting audiobooks for us to listen to.
Oh, you're still watching me?
Then, after a bunch of unnecessary photos, we made our goodbyes and we're ready to go.
Well, goodbye.
Bye.
See you in a couple weeks. I can't really believe that we're doing this right now.
Chris took the first shift.
Breaking out the Cheerios.
Wow. I will take a single Cheerio.
No, you get your own Cheerios.
We just went until the gas was out, so 500-mile range. This is called Odin Store. It's a little small, but you know, it has a little bit of a charm to it. Holy crap, it's 90 degrees. Oh man, I can barely move.
What the world is this?
Oh, wait a minute.
You're in Odin, Kansas at the Odin store.
You fill up the gas, then you put it back down, and then you have to go in and pay for it.
Good luck, have a good trip.
Thank you so much. See you later.
Keys aren't in, so I can't roll down the windows.
All right, the next stop is only like 2 hours away. So after Chris had like a 6-hour shift, Weston's only having like an hour and a half. This, my friends, is downtown Nickerson. We have the community center, we have Sunshine Cafe, and look at the brick. That other place kind of looked like we were gonna get mugged in there, so we're going to the place with happiness.
We looked through the beaten up menu of homemade food and we got ourselves some lunch.
Alright, so our waitress just came by and she's just like, alright, I'm gonna go to the bank really quick and I'll be back before your food comes out.
This place is awesome.
I don't know about you, but the ice, I'm sold. It's like actual cubes. You never see that.
So if you want some really great ice cubes, come to the Sunshine Cafe in, what's this place?
I don't think I've seen anyone under 65 here.
After a great time in Nickerson, it was time to keep moving.
We made it. Our first stop. It is still just as hot and humid. 94 degrees, I believe. It got up to 97.
It's so hard to breathe. The humanity is killing me.
We got settled in the house, and for some reason,
Now Chris is insane, and he's gonna go for a run
In like 95-degree weather.
in like intense humidity. When you're an athlete, you just gotta do what it takes.
2 donuts today, 1
You
brownie.
didn't have a salad though, so it almost balances it out.
I, on the other hand, am not an athlete, and I am perfectly satisfied with the meals that I had today. There he goes. How'd the run go?
Dude, better than your run.
Okay, so we happened to come into Wichita on the day of the River Fest. So it's this huge festival, started today, goes for 10 days. We're here on opening night, but it sounds super cool. Get a little bit of the Wichita culture. So we're gonna head downtown, see what it's all about. The admission is these pins. Put these pins on.
We got our pins on and headed downtown, driving alongside the Arkansas River.
So where are we at? We're in New York.
This is the height of the trip. Wait, hold on, look what's going on over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the second tallest building in all of Kansas. It's only 200 years old.
So as you know, we made it to New York, and now we found Broadway. Wow, what more can you ask for?
After a great time exploring the city, it was time to come back and get ready for the next day of travel.
So the festival, we caught the tail end of it, and more stuff was happening, but you know, we need to get home. We want to get some sleep. Now we're at a gas station. I'm gonna get some snacks for tomorrow.
We got back and got settled in for the night. And now would be a good time to introduce who we were staying with.
I'm Diana, and here.
And I'm Dave. Robbins.
Thanks for having us, guys. It was awesome staying with you. Also, one of our dogs, Bongo, made a mark on this house trying to scratch out of the front door.
Yeah, I still feel bad about that. Sorry, guys.
East.
We're going east.
So basically, we drove like 8 hours yesterday and we got to Wichita, Kansas. Now, it would be ideal today to get to the house that we're staying at near Washington, D.C., but that may not happen because that's like an 18-hour drive. So we're hoping we can get there, but if not, then it looks like we're just going to have to stay at this nice little motel.
It was our longest travel day, and as boring as that may seem, I couldn't have been more excited for what was to come.
Hi.
What's the situation?
Bored. Very, very bored.
Traffic.
Everybody's so kind. Nobody waved.
Woo! That was a good shift for Mearsy.
Chris just finished his first shift. We used a full tank of gas. That was like how many miles? About 500 miles. We've been going since 6:30, 40, and it is 12:12. Are you taking the next shift or am I?
I am.
He is.
Hopefully I can drive longer than an hour this time.
Denny's. I did not do my hair this morning, and it's only slightly embarrassing to be in public right now. floors are slippery.
Yeah, you can tell I was in the car for hours. And just like that, we were back on the road.
Alright, Weston, how was your shift?
Long. Painful.
It was. So far, Chris and Weston have both driven like 5 hours today, and I've done nothing. So now I get to make that up, and I'm taking the next shift, closing it out. Yeah, this whole day has just been driving. Driving and more driving.
Before we finished off the full day of travel, we needed some dinner. And unfortunately, there were no real restaurants, so...
Don't complain, just eat.
That doesn't look like food.
Oh, that one's so much better.
There's no shot. Actually, there's a shot.
Look at the size of this lid. This is like...
We finally arrived at the hotel and settled into the night, getting some sleep for the next day of exploring a new city.
We've made it to the Hampton Inn. I just drove for 5 hours. It has been forever since I've been in a hotel, and I can honestly not wait. It's really stupid that I'm so excited about this, but I'm so excited. No, it's not stupid at all. It's 11:28. We're hitting the hay. Hi. Weston has the pull-out bed.
Yep.
Breakfast was good. Now we're headed off to our first stop in Washington, D.C.
After nearly 2 full days of travel, I was incredibly excited to arrive at our first destination. The further we went, the more real the trip felt.
He's out like a little baby.
We arrived. How's it feel?
Exhausting.
Wow. Sounds like Weston's in a positive mood. Chris plays ice hockey. Last year he played here, and so he stayed with this family, and they were kind enough to open up their home to us 3 clowns. They have a ping pong table. Chris is legendary at ping pong. Weston and I are gonna try it out before he gets out of the bathroom so we can practice. All right, we made it to DC. It is a beautiful, shining, shimmery day. Shimmery with wetness and rain, that is.
Yes, and the wetness does make it quite unpleasant.
Little unpleasant, but we're in the city, man. Don't complain. Or complain. Okay, it's fine. there is where MLK gave the I Have a Dream speech. That's so cool. Are you in the vlog?
Heck yeah.
There we go, you're on the
Yo,
vlog.
I'm in the vlog. Heck yeah.
Yo, how's DC?
Liddy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, etc.
Etc. What he said.
I'm really sick of being in this. Well,
We're ready to run? This is a great first day to be in the city. My shoes are pure water now. It's like lakes in there, man. We got sick of being in the water so much, so we're sprinting.
After enduring the rain, we finally arrived at the National Museum of American History. Seeing artifacts that helped mold our country into the great nation it is today.
What did you guys think of the museum? How's that? That was cool.
That was pretty cool. Got to see the original American flag, like the first one ever made.
Yeah.
They had an actual rocket that the British used
yeah.
to fire over Fort Sumter. Not like
Yeah.
an actual rocket that does damage, but like one of the ones that they used to scare the American rebels.
It finally stopped raining. Now we're walking over to the Air and Space Museum or the Museum of Kermit the Frog. What do you think?
They've got a museum dedicated to Kermit the Frog.
That is the original Smithsonian.
We got back to the house and played some cards, getting ready for the next full day of adventures.
Playing a game, and it's not on a digital device.
oh, it's actually recorded.
My shoes are still absolutely soaked from yesterday. I didn't pack another pair of shoes. Team Vibrams. Think about all those comments people are gonna mention. They're gonna be like, yo, look at those 6 shoes.
6 shoes.
6 shoes.
6 shoes.
We're taking a tour at the Capitol building.
How was the tour, guys?
It was long, but I got some great pictures.
Capitol tour is always good, man.
Now we're headed down a tunnel to the Library of Congress. All right, How was the library?
It was really cool.
Yeah, that was a really cool thing to see. You know you have true friends when they'll sit around with you while you try to take time lapses. Sorry. More time lapses.
It's a duck ramp. Duck ramp.
The United States Botanical Garden.
Welcome to the jungle.
Well, that was certainly cool.
Yes, it certainly was. It was indeed cool.
Got some very cheesy Instagram pictures. And now we're headed off to find a food truck because this dude wanted to get something like Chipotle, which is lame. Sorry, buddy. We're all quite tired, but now we are at the Smithsonian Art Sculpture Gallery. Too close to it. We thought, wait, what was that supposed to be? The art museum?
The art museum.
Well, art is apparently dead. This is the original Smithsonian, and they just happen to be playing the Smithsonian Channel here. What a coincidence!
We're at the Natural Museum of Natural History.
Alright, Weston, how was that?
How was what?
The museum. It was really cool. That was the World War II Memorial. That was amazing. Guess what, guys? Another time lapse. That was really relaxing, just getting time lapse and letting our legs rest because there's been lots of walking going on the last couple days, and there will be for the next like couple weeks. There it is, White House.
Yeah, dude.
Trump impersonators in trouble. Alright, so we made it back. We're going to Old City, Alexandria for some dinner. We're so exhausted today. Today was a full day. Fun day. Very fun day, but a full day. Alright, we've arrived in what is it?
Old City, Alexandria.
Old City, Alexandria. I can never remember. I also just bit my tongue. Absolutely perfect weather. Like this entire day. It's just beautiful. Look at this place. Amazing sunset vibes. That was cool. Alright, finished dinner. That was quite fabulous. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful out here. It's 10:47. We're exhausted. That's so early, but we've been waking up early for the last like 5 days. Tomorrow's gonna be fun too. Little less chaotic, I think. I kind of hope. As fun as today was, it's nice to have a little bit of a break. You want to say good night? Night.
It was our last full day in DC, so we decided to start it off by taking a visit to George Washington's Mount Vernon.
Alright, there you go.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
This would be a nice place to live. You've got a lake right there, you've got a bunch of land and trees, and of course a huge mansion.
In that blacksmith, they were explaining that they make the nails and like all the different pieces for the property on the property to keep it historically accurate. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's real cool.
Do you want to take a coal souvenir?
Where am I gonna keep it?
In their pocket. Both of them grabbed a bunch of coal, and now they don't know where to wash their hands.
It's clean now.
This shop covers like every holiday. There's Christmas, St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so the tour of the inside of the mansion doesn't happen until 12:45. When we first got here, we thought like, oh, that's gonna be so far away, we're not gonna have anything to do for the next 2 hours. But it turns out there's a lot, and now we're racing to go do a couple things. There we go. What do you guys think of the this whole place?
That's cool.
Anybody have a favorite part?
The animals. The sheep are very cute.
A 16-sided threshing barn, treading barn. It's all about processing wheat. The way it works is you harvest your wheat and you store it here in the center. Then you bring out about an acre at a time and you lay it all over these gaps in the floor. Okay? Then you bring in horses. So the horses are trotting in the circle on top of the wheat, which is on top of the gaps. The impact of their hooves is forcing the little kernels out from the rest of the stalks of wheat.
This place is so authentic. All the people here to illustrate the jobs that were worked back then are still working, and they still use the services that they make. This is George Washington's tomb.
George Washington is here, and Martha Washington is on the left.
All right, we've been in line for like 25 minutes?
No, it's 23.
23, wow. That's how different.
I could do math.
Unlike me.
Almost at the front of the line, we're gonna
Unlike
see the
someone else.
inside of George Washington's mansion. Guys, this is wood. It looks just like stone. It's crazy, all of this.
I wasn't really supposed to film, but I just had to capture some of the authentic mansion.
All right, tour's over. It's crazy how authentic it is. Although it's been restored, obviously, a lot. You know that a lot of the basic structures and things are the same from, I believe he said 1739 was when a structure was first being built by George Washington's father. We were on our way to lunch and then noticed this bike path that goes right along the Potomac River. We're doing a little bit of skateboarding before we get lunch. This is a really cool place.
Aside from my soul.
Wow, that was...
There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul.
We're trying to find the entrance to, what's this mall called?
The mall.
This is so cool. Wow. There you go. Do you have anything to say?
Hi.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's being awkward.
Let go.
That satisfying feeling of putting your hand in Legos.
There's no question about it.
Oh, I think I enjoyed that too much.
All right, we have arrived back in downtown DC. We are down here to see the Union Station and also Jefferson Memorial. But right now, we're visiting by Trump International Hotel. I feel so small and not in place right now. That was cool. Everyone in there was just so professional and like, no, well, this guy would just walk past us in this fancy suit and then he just looks at us and he's like, gentlemen. Who does that unless you're in a fancy hotel?
Fancy is a good word for this hotel.
I think.
Or like extravagant.
Okay, this is Fort Theo. This is where Lincoln got shot. They take him across the street to that house over there, and he died in that house. The bed's still there to this day.
That's the Capital One Arena where I hear hockey games occur.
Yeah, that's where they occur.
Here we are, Union Station. Cool building. Serious London vibes. We did it. We found the car.
Oh wait, that's not the car.
That's not the car?
No, I'm joking.
I'm so tired.
I got
All right, we just arrived at the Jefferson Memorial and we got those sunset vibes going on. Beautiful night yet again. Also plane. Lincoln Memorial, or Lincoln, this Jefferson Memorial is so cool. There's a lot of people here, but it's a beautiful sunset.
Then we headed down to the National Harbor to visit the Capitol Wheel.
There's a Peeps store, like dedicated to Peeps.
Got a slope boat.
That's incredible. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Never thought that a Peeps would be such a rave. I'm so excited to go on this. Wow. This is so cool. That was sick. That was really cool. And we were able to go around like a lot more because people weren't in line.
I loved it. What am I saying again? Okay, so what we're doing today is we're driving about 4 hours up or down, whichever, to Allentown near Philadelphia. Well, we're driving past Philadelphia anyway. And so that's what's happening. We're going to be staying with some family of Chris's.
Since we were driving past it, we decided to stop into Philadelphia to explore some of its culture.
We're arriving in Philadelphia. That's Liberty Hall right there. Now we have to find parking. It's insane here. We made it.
City of brotherly love.
We're in Philadelphia. We're gonna get some Philly cheesesteaks. Right in front of Independence Hall. Like, oh my gosh. And this, my friends, is authentic. Weston, are you excited for this?
Yeah. I love Philly cheesesteaks.
He actually got one yesterday as well.
Of course, it was in DC.
Yeah, well, who likes a Philly cheesesteak from DC? You can get one from Philly. The reason they don't let you go through there with food without scanning it is because somebody has snuck in a knife in their Philly cheesesteak before. Yeah, that's greasy. First time eating a Philly cheesesteak.
What do you think?
That's
Weston,
fantastic.
these are pretty good, aren't they?
These are really good. These are real original documents. Okay, we have just arrived at a battleship. That's such a weird thing to say.
Hey Chris, if you go on the other end, you can hear my voice.
Hi Weston, wait, where'd he go?
I'm right here.
Oh, where? What? Where?
Here! In
Where?
front of you!
I don't see you.
How can you not see me?
What?
I'm just kidding, I was hiding out of view. Hi.
Wow. Epic prank, bro. New Jersey battleship. It's America's most decorated battleship. The USS New Jersey was launched on December 7th, 1942, and ended up being an integral part of World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. These cannons can shoot 24 miles. That's crazy. After exploring the main deck, we dove into the belly of the ship. This is cool. Whoa, look at that.
I was a real person for a second, scared the living crap out of me.
We even got to try the beds that the troops had to sleep in.
The ship is rocking right now. That is such a cool feeling. Wow. Look at all those locks. Oh, a lock changed from the inside. Oh no.
Ha! He has to fight gravity.
We are 5-year-olds. This is a 17-inch thick steel door.
It was amazing being in a ship that was such a huge part of this country's history. But it was time to move on.
Alright, so we got out of the battleship tour, which was really cool. Now we struggled to find parking back in downtown. And we're trying to go back to Independence Hall because there's an open house, but it's only for 15 more minutes.
We need you to stay together as a group, and as we are moving through the building, we will need to do that quietly. Finally, as a matter of courtesy, we go into the room to let those who are shorter than yourself to the front because of what happened here in the 1770s as a result of the Pennsylvania Assembly.
Alright, that was interesting. 70% of the interior is original and 90% of the exterior is original. That's crazy. Look at that. Chris eats applesauce in traffic, part 1.
Frick yeah, dude.
Holy crap, that guy's about to cut me off.
We've arrived at Chris's aunt and uncle's place, and we're by the fire right now. Good vibes, very good vibes. This has been a good day. Tomorrow, we're just gonna chill here. The hot tub, hot tub time.
After running around like crazy, it was time for a chill day. We pretty much spent the whole day at the pool, except for one outing to get some lunch. Alright, we have spent the last couple hours figuring out what we're gonna do to get to New York and then what we're gonna do once we are in New York, because today we're going to the city, Big Apple. Yesterday was a lazy day. It was so nice to finally relax after a couple crazy days. We're gonna go to the city tonight and we're staying with another family friend of mine. So we finally figured out parking and now we're gonna relax for a little bit.
And I get to drive, so I really gotta relax up. Get a little fatter though.
Every time we leave anywhere, we have to make a lot of rounds to make sure we didn't forget anything. But for now, it's time to go to New York City. Okay, I haven't filmed this, but the whole time that I've been staying here, I've just like screwed up on everything. I've just come across as this person who just like is so lazy and wakes up at like 11, because that's when I woke up yesterday and I didn't make my bed. And then like I spilled a salad the first night I was here, then I spilled my drink last night. I forgot my bag today. I also forgot my toothbrush.
Part of it, New York, New York.
Woo! We're going there! Dang, we just saw the skyline.
We settled into the apartment we were staying at and then headed out to visit a place that I have wanted to go for my entire life.
This is my first time on a subway. Just kind of hopped on here. We're not totally sure where we're headed. So many screens and people. It's a bird. The first sign of nature I've seen. There's a SpongeBob SquarePants musical. It's so big. It's massive. You can't imagine what this is like. You have to be here. Nothing can portray what it's like to be here. Wow. I feel like I'm just watching a TV screen of this. We decided for the classiest of dinners.
One might even argue gourmet.
McDonald's. Welcome to the city. We got here last night. The reason I didn't film that much is because I was extremely stressed out about something that happened that we're about to sort out. We're using a parking garage where it's valet. The person has to take the car,
put it in like an elevator system, put it up there. We can't get to it without having a person go and get it. I left my wallet there. We're gonna go back, see if we can get it. Quickly, we learned that the best transportation method to get around the city was skating. It seems promising. The guy let us go up, but for some reason he only allowed one of us. So Chris just went up the giant elevator with a random dude who can barely speak English.
I got 5 stars on Yelp, didn't it?
We got my wallet, and then we headed down from Harlem into the heart of the city. Man, that's crazy to see. Seeing the 9/11 memorial affected me more than I thought it would. It's truly a feeling that you can only have if you experience it firsthand. Now we're gonna go into the New World Trade Center.
It's kind of a tall building.
That's insane. We considered going to the top of this, getting tickets to do that, but I think we're just gonna go to the Empire State Building top. I mean, this mall is okay. Just to clarify, that was sarcasm.
Now Clay is recording a time lapse, another one, except this time he's not moving with it.
Oh. I didn't want to touch my hands on the ground. Oh my gosh, look how good this looks. Look how much cream cheese.
Giant escalator.
It's a
giant escalator.
Dude, we're going up a freaking mountain.
That was really cool. I think this is pretty recent. Beautiful here. The architecture is really cool. It just feels clean and modern. Chris does push-ups every time he curses. 10 push-ups.
I do 10 push-ups every time I complain about how my feet hurt. And Clay does 10 push-ups anytime he says the word low key.
Because I was saying that too much. We're gonna go in the Gucci store. Alright, well, now I can say I've been in a Gucci store. Wow, there's palm trees in here. This is so nice out here. As I walked out on that pier, I had a special moment. It was becoming more and more real to me that I was in a place that I had dreamed of visiting for my entire life. And not only that, but I was there with my best friends. It was truly a dream come true. It was an amazing moment, but it was time to move on. Wow, random just like garden chilling in the middle of I don't know where we are. Turns out we were in Lower Manhattan at the Irish Hunger Memorial, a monument intended to raise awareness of events that led to the Irish famine. Alright, although it's not the most New York authentic thing, we're getting Chick-fil-A for lunch. Oh, I really wanted lemonade.
I'm gonna get some lemonade too.
Water will work for me.
It's so hot here. Just forgot my camera at the register. I don't know how to city.
Lose your head if it wasn't screwed on.
Rooftop dining. Cobblestone. Trying to take us to the Staten Island Ferry. It took us to Governor's Island Ferry. And eventually we found out that they both leave from the same terminal. We arrived at the ferry. Weston, are you psyched?
Yes! I love ferries.
Last time I took a ferry, I think I was 9 years old.
Okay, so we are getting tickets for the Staten Island Ferry. So that's really nice. We don't even need a ticket to get on.
Yeah.
Of course, it means the boat could capsize because there's so many people.
We just skated up that hill. Oh man. Now we're on Staten Island. I honestly don't know anything about this place.
We sat for a while and enjoyed the view from across the water until it was time to head back to the ferry.
There's a fish tank in this terminal.
We hopped back onto the subway to see a bike path that we had seen earlier, but we had some troubles.
We were trying to get back to the World Trade Center, find this skate path, and we ended up taking the wrong train, went under the river, so now we're in Brooklyn Heights.
We finally found the right train and headed back uptown.
We finally found this skate/bike path, and it is awesome. It's so nice just going through the city on this like path made for skating and biking. Helicopters. Look what happened to the wheel. It's really difficult to ride that skateboard, so we are gonna try and find a Target or Walmart and get another cheap penny board style. Anything is better than this.
Yeah. We're gonna rock it till the wheels fall off. Hold up. Well, I think hey, it's over.
We gon' rock it till the wheels fall off. Hold up. Hey.
On the bright side, this gives us a great excuse to get a new one.
Wider base like this, it's gonna be like a longboard, but penny board size. This nice small size is gonna be good for the city.
Before? After?
We keep going on the wrong trains. This is difficult.
And after a tiring day, we finally got back to the apartment and made some dinner.
We made it.
Yep.
Chris and I just kind of talked that whole time, and I kind of sat over there while he did the cooking. Thanks, bro.
No worries.
Since we're in New York, we're watching Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Because today we were lost in New York.
Oh crap. Good morning, guys. I'm actually ready. He's not. He isn't having it.
I was tired, but I knew we had another amazing day ahead of us, so eventually I got up.
Take me to Central Park.
Directions to Central Park.
Okay, we're going back inside and we're gonna get coats because it's gonna rain today. Awesome. Every day that we leave the apartment, we've had to come back within 2 seconds. We finally are on our way to Central Park. It's a lot of cars in the bike lane. Sounds familiar.
Central Park, a slice of nature in the heart of Manhattan. Filled with a beautiful bike path, huge ponds, and horses. Lots of horses.
Horses. Truly gorgeous. Like, I would not think for a second that I'm in the middle of New York City. So now we are headed to meet with one of my dad's drum students who happens to own a production studio down here. I'm psyched, this is gonna be really cool.
And we shall deliver this package to him, which I have been carrying ever since the beginning of Central Park.
Thanks, Weston. It was so cool meeting up with Britt. He gave us a tour of the studio and showed off his workflow, but it was lunchtime, so we went back to Central Park and had a picnic.
On the big, iconic rocks. All these places are so iconic. It's insane to actually be here. Christopher Columbus statue. That's cool.
It was a great lunch at Central Park, but it was time for our big afternoon plans.
I had to take off my microphone. We also brought a wrench to tighten the skateboards. In every security stop we've had this entire trip, I've made us take like 3 times longer than we really needed to.
Welcome to the world's most famous building, and you get to see it built. Keep your arms and legs inside and keep your eyes open. See those hot rivets flying through the air?
We went to see the views from the Empire State Building.
That was amazing. I got distracted because I looked at myself.
Empire State Building non è finita. Qui ci sono anche degli ottimi ristoranti e negozi. Grazie. Speriamo di rivedervi presto.
I got that water bottle because they had a deal. You got a free soda, you got a water bottle.
So put the soda in the water bottle.
We almost forgot the skateboards because they had to take them for security. Also my microphone and a wrench. We got water, and Chris got a bagel from Starbucks. Now we're headed to Macy's, which is, it advertises being the world's largest store. I don't think that's true anymore, but it's pretty freaking massive, so we're gonna stop in. I don't really like Macy's. I don't like skateboarding in the rain. This is,
Underwhelming. Very underwhelming.
Cleanliness. Time-lapse time again. These two are sitting around in the rain. Thanks, guys.
After taking in the views, we decided to take a trip to the Nintendo store.
That's the history of Nintendo. The store just closed, but that was awesome. I got an amiibo for my friend Boston. Now we're going to Rockefeller Plaza. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's it. This is it.
That was a parody.
So I kept seeing all these people walk out of this place, like so dressed up, and I realized the Tony Awards are happening right now.
I looked it up, and this is what was happening in the building we were standing right next to. Absolutely insane.
So this is for the people who play.
That's huge. That's why this whole area is like roped off and stuff. What a cool time to be here. We are headed to some sort of a food store. We're gonna get some food, go back to the apartment, and hit the hay. Whole Foods, this place is comfortable to me. I get to hold everything. This is really cool. Good morning, everybody. Today, we are headed to the Brooklyn Bridge. This, I think, is a pretty famous skate spot. Not that I can do anything with it, because I'm lame, but, you know. It says Brooklyn Bridge bike this way, but...
We thought it was going to be simple, but quickly we found out that it was basically a maze to get to the Brooklyn Bridge.
Protest going on at City Hall.
But finally, we made it.
It's so cool from up here, you can feel the rumble of the cars from below. Wow, this is really cool here. First constructed 1878. Wow. It's been a long time coming, but we're finally getting authentic New York City hot dogs.
Brooklyn Heights was awesome, but it was time to move on.
Okay, Washington Square Park is actually really cool. There was a live band here earlier. I meant to go check that out, but lots of cool energy here. Now we are headed uptown. We're gonna go to B&H Photo Video, the dream camera store. I've always wanted to go here. That is some really loud squeak brakes.
B&H is a place that I've wanted to go for pretty much as long as I can remember, so I couldn't believe that we were actually going there.
I can't believe how excited I am right now. Oh my gosh. This is Chris's favorite part of a camera store.
They come with complimentary cups.
Wow. That's his favorite song. I bought another battery for my camera, which is the most boring possible thing I could get here, but I needed it. Man, honestly, the coolest part about that store is the delivery system from the warehouse.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Here's a clip from Peter McKinnon's video on the store. It shows that as you buy a product from the warehouse, it goes into a bucket and travels across the entire store on a motorized track system. Absolutely amazing.
Alright, well that was a treat. That was really cool to be in there. Being around so many people interested in the same thing is so cool. So I picked up a couple things that I needed / wanted. Now we are headed to Grand Central Station. We're gonna see what that building is. What? Does anybody know what that is? That's so cool.
They're making a giant pineapple.
Turns out it's a convention center. But because there was a convention going on at that moment, security was pretty tight.
So we went back to B&H to get a photo and I ran into Eric Cano.
What's up, guys?
That's awesome. I found his videos like 3 years ago, I think.
So I make travel videos of unique places around the world and also videos about New York when I'm home.
It's been awesome to meet you, man.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah,
enjoy the city.
That was really cool meeting one of my favorite YouTubers there. Now we are headed to Grand Central Station finally. It's a giant inflatable rat. You know? This is the back. Now we've been at the front and the back. Steel drum. This place is massive. Weston got a burger. Now Chris is eating his onions because that's what people do. I just ate straight up lettuce.
And I had the burger itself.
After this, we're gonna go to Times Square. I wanna see the M&M store. Back in Times Square, we're gonna go to the M&M world because we're 5.
Yeah, Nah, you don't have to be 5 to do M&M World. You
I'm
can be
18.
6 too.
This place is crazy. It makes me want M&Ms. I'm getting my dad a Father's Day present. These are gonna have his name on them. I tried. The machine was broken forever. This line is taking absolutely forever. Push it. Well, that felt sick. And yes. Father's Day M&Ms right here. This is great. There is a 3rd floor on M&M World. It's crazy. Walking out of the M&M store, we spent like multiple hours in there. That was crazy. Okay, so since this is our last night out, we're going to go to Olive Garden and treat ourselves just a little bit because, you know, we're in Times Square. So excited about this. Wow, this is insane. Now we are getting a taxi and we're gonna go back to the apartment, call it a night. It's been an awesome day.
We are here on this very earth to love and to be loved.
All right, we are headed up to the Bronx today and we're gonna see the Yankee Stadium.
After being outside just for a minute, we realized that there was a game happening that night.
All right, we got tickets for tonight's Yankees game. That's gonna be so cool.
Let's go Mets.
Now we're headed to Central Park again because I wanted to see the Central Park Zoo. All right, we arrived at the Central Park Zoo. It's really fun going around Central Park on the bike path on these boards. What's up, buddy? This is the hotel that is in Home Alone 2. So we went to take a photo in there, and one of like the employees was watching us the entire time, and then right when we went to take the picture, he jumped next to us, and then after it took, he was like, "Send me it." That was awesome. Now we're at a place that I've wanted to go for a while, just to stop by. Welcome to 368.
Welcome to 368.
Here we are, 368 Broadway. Feels really creepy to be here.
Thank you.
Although it felt a little strange standing outside of someone's office, it was an incredible moment being right next to the place where my biggest inspiration works.
How's the pizza?
It's amazing.
Honestly, this is unreal. For $1. Healthy, raw. Okay, I was trying to do a Casey parody there where I got juice, but then I didn't get green juice because it didn't look very good, so I got this. I'm skating on the sidewalk, not the street. I tried.
We headed west and decided to go for a little skate along the West Side Highway.
I definitely ruined my phone.
Yikes.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Actually, my screen protector saved it.
You saw that fall. You saw how insane, like, that phone was smoked. It's actually totally perfect. The screen protector 100% saved it. We're skating down the West Side Highway right now, and we just got to these piers. We just went down the path a little bit, and then we saw that there was a park on a pier.
After skating down the West Side Highway, we reached the High Line,
which was a elevated railroad that the project was eventually abandoned and just became a walkway that is going right through the city. Those are the railroad tracks. Man, this is really cool.
It was created in the 60s, and then because of decreased use, it was abandoned in the 80s.
Oh! Woo! Yeah! That's awesome! This is so nice. Yeah. Yo. First time we've been on the subway at rush hour. Insane. So many people. Got back to the apartment, just was pulling out my glasses out of my pocket, which I realized was the issue here. And well, and Chris's like back-facing camera.
It's broken.
Things were breaking, but I couldn't wait for what was to come.
This exit, or this street was absolutely insane. So many people are going to this game right now. Oh my gosh.
Say hey, say who? Swinging at the plate. Say hey, say who? Say Willie, that giant.
This is what the Yankees Stadium looks like when there's a game going on.
This long gone man hits it farther than Campy can. Swings the bat like a little lead pipe. When they reach the ball, it's overripe. Say hey, say who? Say Willie. Say hey, say who? Swing it around second like an aeroplane. His cap flies off when he passes third, and he heads home like an eagle bird. Say hey, say Willie, say hey, swinging at the plate. Say hey, say
let's go Nationals!
I don't know, I was voting for the Yankees actually. We're still winning, so I'm okay.
That was incredible. Man, I don't sports, but still, that was amazing.
That was a bucket list thing for me.
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
Seeing a Yankees game was an amazing experience and was the perfect way to end our last full day in New York City.
New York City.
Alright, today was a little bit of a rocky start. We are headed to the ferry to go to Ellis Island. Woke up today, feeling a little sick. That's okay, it's not that bad, but it's also kind of raining, so we had to go back, get our jackets. That's okay, we're on the way to the train right now, and we'll get there, no problem.
I probably looked ridiculous in that.
This is kind of ridiculous. Like, you can't bring skateboards onto the ferry, but you also, there's no storage space for them around it. So we're going to just kind of, you know, use a bush. If somebody's searching through bushes to get some skateboards,
then good for you.
Yeah. Alright, we made it. Made it through security, made it through everything.
And everything.
For some reason, I just agreed that if Chris buys me this and lunch, I will wear this everywhere for the rest of the day.
All day.
We just changed. Now I'm buying Chris lunch and he's gonna wear that all day. You're looking good.
Legit, I'm just gonna forget I have this and tell somebody to F off.
Yeah.
And a 45-minute audio tour of the Ellis Island Museum.
That speaker was very loud.
Got back from the Liberty Island, where the Statue of Liberty is, and now we are on Ellis Island. I honestly don't know a ton about this place. Alright, we just got a tiny overpriced pretzel. Tide us over for lunch.
After spending a long time in the museum, we realized that the next ferry was boarding and thought that it was the one that we had to be on, so we sprinted to it. But in the end, it ended up being one that just went to New Jersey instead of Manhattan, so we waited in another line. After an awesome excursion to Ellis and Liberty Island, we were back, and it was time to see if the skateboards were still there.
This is the moment of truth.
Oh, good. These two are.
Yes, that is how you store skateboards in bushes. So, I've heard of this place. At night, I hear that this looks really cool because it's totally blue light. Awesome, thank you. Wow. This is an Oreo churro. I think that's good. It's alright. Quick stop to Subway for lunch. Okay, so since I'm buying Chris's one, he decided to go to Chipotle rather than Subway like Weston and I.
We are in New York City. In case you've been living under a rock or something. So nervous. That's fine. A little kid attacked me with noise.
Okay, well here we are, the stock market bull. I've seen many a picture. Alright, so I just made us go all the way back to Times Square just to get a single photo. But we did, and it's 6, so now we're going back to the apartment. We're gonna get the ticket from the parking garage that we're at, pick up the car.
It was our last few moments in the city, and I couldn't believe that we had just stayed in a place that I had always wanted to go.
By the time that he logged it when we got here, we legit had 1 minute to spare. It was 4:29, but we did it.
I am
Good job,
honestly
boys.
shocked that we got here in time.
Hey.
Oh, good to see
Hey.
We got the car, then packed up to get ready to go back to Allentown.
Got everything in somehow. And of course it is 4:54 driving through New York City in 5 o'clock traffic. That's gonna be rough.
It's kind of sad actually. It feels like we've been here for like a month or so.
Yeah.
It's only been like 5 days.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been chaotic, and more things have gone wrong in this city than all the others.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's kind of expected with such a giant place. I also have this sick water bottle now. Alright, to celebrate the end of the road trip, a very successful time, we're having some Cokes. Hey, it almost worked. Yeah!
Do another.
Here's to many more adventures. I say after I drank it.
We're in Pennsylvania, which isn't even relatively close to New York. So when people see me wearing this, they're gonna be like, this kid's absolutely whack.
I think we should make this trip very lengthy so we can...
And then everybody can see Chris with his little hat and
Yeah.
Clay with his sunglasses indoors.
Dude, should I just hold up a freaking, should I hold up like a freaking torch? You guys got a torch?
Listen to that silence.
I know.
Oh,
Man,
I love
coming
it
from
so
New York,
much.
this is like... I mean, nobody could tell that we came from New York, though. Like, there's no way to notice.
And just like that, we were done in the East Coast, and it was time to head back west.
Today is a driving day.
After attempting to fix my glasses, and almost getting it, we were off. And just like that, the trip was coming to an end. I was filled with an emotion that's hard to describe. It was a combination of excitement to get home and sadness that it was over. It kind of left me in a blur, and it almost felt like the last 13 days of adventures had never happened.
It's Claysville!
2 cars.
3. That
3
van up
cars,
there has their hazards on, too.
They just randomly turned on their hazards.
All at the same
And they're just
time.
creating a wall. I don't know what could be happening.
Oh no, they turned the hazards on.
What the crap? Oh, what is happening right now? Oh, gosh.
I'm calling
Chris.
I gotta play some Mario Kart really quick.
And there's a semi.
The day passed by very quickly and was filled entirely with driving.
2 miles to KFC. I'm very excited. Oh crap, I forgot you were actually filming that. Well, that's where we're going. We just arrived at Subway. Chris is gonna get food here. Weston's not hungry somehow because he's a robot. And I am going to Taco Bell and KFC. I drove about 8 hours. That's the longest I've driven consistently, but it was good. Felt good. Now it is Weston's shift. He's taking the night shift because I have to wear these sunglasses because my freaking normal glasses are still broken despite my efforts.
After struggling to find a place to stay, we finally found one and got some sleep, getting ready for the next day of travel.
Good morning. It is a beautiful 8:48 a.m. at the hotel. We're gonna go down and get some breakfast.
It was our last full day of the entire trip.
Chris just went crazy in the elevator and fell over and stuff, and then I had to apologize for the people walking into the elevator for this crazy man.
They had a good laugh out of it.
It was crazy knowing that it was almost over, but we decided to make the best of it.
Yogurt. Here we are, St. Louis. You're seriously gonna skateboard with a toothpick in your mouth?
Yep.
Instead of just driving to our next location, we decided to stop into St. Louis and have a little fun.
This is even bigger than I imagined. Chris is insane. He's running up these stairs. It's so freaking hot and there's so much humidity. How you feeling, Weston? Oh, we made it! Here we are, the Mississippi River. Guys, the brick goes really far down here. You can see how the water level is. Also, this is another time I wish I wasn't wearing jeans. We were skating down this little hill. Weston wanted to go up to like the skate path, but Chris and I were like, let's go on this fun little road that goes up and down right by the river. We both hit this little patch, both trying to stop. And in the course of like 15 seconds, it was this dramatic like flip-flop around, and then we fell.
Nicely done.
Hey. Well, that was the first time I've fallen on my skateboard this whole trip. I'd say for skating around New York City for the first time, it's pretty good. Weston's taking the next shift of driving. We're gonna go to a lunch place that my mom found in Kansas City, and we're headed to Wichita, Kansas. That's crazy. It's like an 18th century style building. Kansas City. It is 99 degrees Fahrenheit.
And humidity.
So much humidity. After looking around for a while, we found this place.
Yo.
Good, it's got an onion ring and everything.
Fire. They do not need fire out right now.
So Chris made the boast that it's so hot here right now, it's like 99 degrees, that if he pours water out on the cement here, it'll have evaporated in 2 minutes.
So we decided to test his theory. And surprisingly, he was pretty close. We headed to Wichita And then it was time for our final day on the road.
And we're off like a herd of turtles.
Welcome to Nickerson.
I want to give you a little bit of a tour. We are walking down the brick road, absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful day, hot, sticky, pretty gross. This is Nickerson City Hall. As you can see, it's smaller than the rest of the buildings. We can check out the community center. Community potluck every Tuesday. Yes, please. And there is the infamous Sunshine Cafe. And it has a golf cart parked in front of it.
So, quick rundown. We are low on gas, and so we took Google Maps to a gas station, which didn't exist. So now, we're hoping we can make it 14 miles back to a gas station we already passed. Hope everything turns out okay. Super sketchy, but we made it!
Yes,
It's a
we did it! My shift of driving almost hit a deer and almost ran out of gas.
My shift is going to go a lot better.
Now we're like an hour behind schedule. This is going great. We're in Colorado. Woo! We passed the line! We're like a minute and a half away from my house. This is, wow. It kind of doesn't feel like we haven't ever left. It feels like it was yesterday that we were driving the other way on this road. It's crazy.
We are now cleaning out the Subaru. Yay!
It is messed up in here.
Boys is back in town.
Yes.
Oh man.
That's us.
It's good to see you guys. Yeah, it's good to see you too.
As I walked around my house, I came to the realization that it was over. The trip was done, and we were back home. It almost felt like we had never left in the first place. It was truly one of the best times of my entire life. Thanks for joining us on our crazy adventure. Now get out there and go on your adventure.